Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today we're about to get into gift ideas for Father's Day. Father's Day is coming up really soon, and I wanted to put down a few ideas that you guys can think of in regards to, that you guys could purchase in regards to whether it's a gift for someone else or just for yourself. If you or yourself or father, you just want to treat yourself. But mainly if you are getting a gift for somebody else. Simple things that are not too expensive, that don't break the bank, but they are good, that usually a father would probably need or want, something that will go into that category. And we've covered a lot of things on this channel before of things that's suggested for people to buy, specifically things like maybe accessories, sometimes tools, things that you can use around the house, things of that sort. So it will pretty much fall within line with that. And trust me, the items that are going to be shown here today will be ones that your father, or whatever it might be a brother of yours, like a sibling who is a father, but any man is gonna definitely be able to use. I love to focus on things that I know someone can use, not just things that are not, specifically something that might be too specific for a certain person or their specific taste. This is gonna be a broad sense of things that is guaranteed you could get, and they're gonna be very useful. Most of these items, you'll almost guarantee to see that you purchased them for somebody, and they're gonna, even if they're the type of person who normally doesn't like receiving gifts, they're gonna say, yes, I used the thing that you got me. I used it a couple times, and I end up realizing I needed it. I've given gifts like this all the time, and the people who I end up giving them to always end up finding use for them, because I try to get things within the vein of not so much what you're gonna like, but what you're gonna need. And sometimes it's things that you don't know you're gonna need, but it just turns out to be something you need, whether it's a watch, whether it's a multi-tool, and you just happen to be like, I need something around the house. You keep that in the counter drawer right in the kitchen, you just reach for it, or something. I've given gifts sometime in the past where it's like a battery pack, come in handy. Someone didn't know they're going to need it. All of a sudden, they're like, you know what? I carry this around with me all the time. My phone is always dying. I keep this in the car. So whatever it is, we're going to go over a few different things that, you can get for anybody. Now, some of these things are going to be specific to maybe certain people's circumstances or situations. Like I might get into a little bit of lawn stuff, things like that, things around the house that someone may not specifically need. But for the most part, there's going to be a lot of choices, a lot of items here that definitely could suit almost anybody's needs. So let's jump over to the overhead view and let's get into it. All right, you guys, so we're back here with the setup and jumping into a few of these items. The first item we're going to jump into is going to be lawn stuff. So I have 3 items that I'm going to go over, and I think these 3 items are great for either you can get your your father. For any of the men inside your life, if I refer to getting for your father, just know that's covering whether that is for your brother who might be a father, whether that's for a friend of yours who is a father, or anyone else who's, in that father position that you're getting for a gift. So if I use that word, if you're getting this for your father, just know I just mean the general term, any guy that it applies to. So, your father might have some of these items for lawn care, and they may have other items in as far as the lawn care. So either this is something where you may not have to get them all these things at one shot, but you could get them maybe one of them if they need, or if you happen to be in that boat and you want to get them this, if you know they're the type who likes doing lawn work, maybe they have to update their lineup. This is very specific towards the specific father who has maybe access to a home, whether it's they're doing it for family or whether it's their own home, and they like doing all the lawn stuff, because a lot of people do love being in that space of taking care of their garden, planting things, being able to get all the weeds out and all this other kind of stuff and keeping things looking nice. So the first item that we're starting with is this electric lawnmower by Greenworks, which I have up here on the screen right now. It's 40V. I'm going to assume that's 40 volts. 16 inch is the width of the circle blade area. It's push cordless. It goes for $250. Now it might feel a bit pricey, but the truth is that with a rechargeable battery that probably, I want to say, will last you roughly about, like an hour to an hour and a half of constant runtime. It really is going to you could just recharge it afterwards. You could buy additional batteries too, that they sell. But even if you just have the one battery, you just got to recharge and kind of hit it, hit the lawn another time afterwards. You're really able to get a lot done, even if you got to break it up in parts. So it's really good. And it comes with a bag. It obviously comes with the charger. It comes with a bag. And so if you want to do the bag, you want to do bagless, where the grass just comes right back onto the lawn. Whichever one you like, but it really comes with everything you need. It's adjustable, has a 5 adjustable height, which is very easy to do, very easy to maintain and clean. It's just very simple. So if you're coming from the days of, the old gas powered ones, this is great. And it's light, it's easy to pick up. They have a carrying handle on the front, so that way you can kind of pick it up while you're, if you got to move it in certain spaces. But it's definitely designed for that, to be easily mobile, pick it up, clean out, very easy. So that's something that I am recommending if you know someone who's into lawn stuff. Now, there are other versions that you can get that are bigger. Once again, I'm going to have the link in the description to all the items that I'm mentioning here inside this video. So feel free to go check that out. Link to Amazon, purchase the item, get it in time for Father's Day. So the next item that we have that goes hand in hand with that is, this is from a different brand. That you can get the same type of brands and have the same similar kind of battery setup. Not all devices take the same batteries, but this is Black&Decker. Don't mind that I don't have the camera facing directly into the screen, because I'm going to get into some of these products as well, and I'm not going to go back and forth, but you can kind of get an idea from the side. Like I said, the link's going to be description down below. So this right here is the Black&Decker 20 volt max 12 inch weed whacker or weed eater. It's cordless. And it essentially comes with everything you need to get started that one time. You're gonna have to buy refills of the cord, but as far as the weed whacking, but it has a rechargeable battery that is a little bit stronger than the normal battery that fits on this, which this battery is a 2.5 amp hour. The normal 2.0 amp hour might be used for household power tools, which you can also use on this. It's not going to get as much runtime if you use that, but nonetheless, you can use this. I never really had this thing run out of power, but you do have 2 settings on it. All of the items also that I'm covering, I have a review on the channel for, or at least something similar to it. So if you need, just check out the channel for a full review on that. Just type in the name of the item and you will have it there on the channel. Like I said, link's gonna be in the description for all these, so you get the full breakdown of the name. So this is a good one. Like I said, 2 speeds. If you buy additional batteries for it, you can ride it on speed 2 all the time, not even being concerned about saving battery, because you have the extra power for it. I think that's a great gift for Father's Day. If, like I said, once again, you know that your father is in that space of taking care of the lawn and things of that such, especially if he has a landscaper, maybe wants to save some money, you buy these items. And if he's got free time in his hands, especially if he's retired or he does very minimum work, he would be able to definitely be able to, have the time to take care of all that and save the money he would be spending on lawn care, assuming that this suits him. So like I said, this doesn't fit everybody, whatever the case is. And the next item that we're going to jump into, which kind of completes this triple combo, I like to think of it, for lawn care, and that's a Black&Decker 40 volt max hedge trimmer. This is 22 inch. There are the 24 inches. Now, I have a review on this as well in the channel, but the one I have a review on is slightly different than this one. They're pretty much the same, but I don't know why they've, when you look at the link to the other one, it's changed. So I don't know if it's just the page changed and it's the same item, but they're the same item. And this is great right here. Once again, rechargeable battery, lasts a very long time, obviously cordless, so it makes it a little easier to reach areas. I did a review on this as well on the channel, and it's definitely, like I said, between the 3 of these, it's a great combo if you have that father in your life or whoever in your life that loves doing yard work, whatever the case is. So from this point on, most of the items that we're going to get into from this point on is not going to be so specific. Maybe it might be 1 or 2, but aren't going to be so specific in the sense that, it really caters to the fact that somebody having a yard to have access to and lawning and this and that and mowing and whatnot. So, excuse me. So the next item we're jumping into is just great for the summertime, and it is those foldable chairs, camping chairs, lawn chairs, whatever you want to call them, outdoor chairs. Definitely for the summertime, they're great. I'm going to throw the link in the description for these ones. This company right here is Song Mix or Song Mics, however it's said. You can find any type you want. I just found one that was a double pack, and right now it's currently on sale. So hopefully by the time I put this video out, which should be within the time frame of this sale that's going on right now, you're saving about $7 off the price, and you get 2 of them. And nowadays too, they seem to have a lot of these newer features, which are actually pretty nice. You can see that there, they have this whole kind of little extra pouch on the side, along with your traditional cup holder by the handle area. So, and then always the carrying case. So definitely something that I think is great that you can get for Father's Day, because whether, you know, your father likes to sit outside or whatever the case is, or just throw it in the back of the car if he wants to go to a nice park, you know, some of these kind of parks where people might barbecue or whatever the case is, and he's got his own chair. So I think that's always a great thing, especially for the warmer weather. It really caters to that. And the next item is gonna really go hand in hand with that stuff as well. And this is a cooler. Now this is an Igloo. This is called the Igloo Marine Cooler. And it's a little bit smaller. It's not like really big. You can see here from the photo that it's not huge or anything like that. And I think that's the good size to get as a gift, because it's small enough that they could throw in the back of their car, whether it's the back seat, whether it's the front seat right next to where maybe they're driving. They want to keep a cool beverage there, or in the trunk of their car, or just whatever kind of thing that they want to have going on, a little cookout in the backyard or wherever. And it's small enough to where it's not one of those things that is cumbersome to really carry around. This one goes for $28. And like I said, I think it's definitely a great gift for the outdoor kind of person. This plus a lawn chair works great. Either one of them or both of them. If you want to get that gift for someone who likes being outside, whether it's camping, whether it's for sports games, sports events, cookouts, things of that sort, really think that this is a great Father's Day gift. And obviously you're going to know your father or the guy that we're referring to in your life, in which if this is going to be something that's good for them. If they know they're that type who like being outside, you'll know that this is something that suits them. So the next item that we're going to get into is now the set of multi-tools. Now this one right here, out of the ones I'm looking at, I'm only looking at budget ones, because when I'm thinking of a gift, I'm thinking to myself, it shouldn't break the bank for the person purchasing it. Now, I've reviewed multi-tools on this channel before, and I know a lot of people who are really big into the multi-tool community, they can get very expensive, and I don't think there's really a point for that. That community is its own community, though that community can kind of, you know, just step to the side for a second and understand that, you know, sometime deep into heavy hobbies, people get into this a space of, you know, oh, this is better than that one, this is better than that, blah, blah. We're not trying to go into that space. This is just a nice gift for someone to have and use around the house whenever they need it. I know I've gifted a few multi-tools out to family members in the past. And the thing about it is, one of my friends actually who works at and owns a mechanic shop told me, I gifted it to him. He was like, I use it all the time. Like, he used it all the time and really enjoyed it. And you realize this is one of those gifts that really could come in handy, especially whether you leave it in your car, whether you keep it in the kitchen, in the like the cabinet or the drawer right next to the sink, or wherever, you know, somewhere in your kitchen where it's easy access. So whenever you're like, you know what, I need a tool, you know where it is, you go to grab it and it's right there. And it always is going to have almost any kind of tool that you need available for it. So jumping into this one right here really quick. This is actually one of my favorites, if not my favorite right now. It's the Rocktal. This is the Gen R. And I just like the setup of tools on it. I have another one that I'm going to show you in a moment that it pretty much does like the same thing, has the same set of tools. I just like the aesthetics of this one and whatnot, but either one is fine. And the other one is a little cheaper by Barry. But I have the full review of this one on the channel. But ultimately, like, you got a nice set of tools here on the side. That you may or may not need depending on your cup of tea. One of the tools that I think is really great on this is you get the screwdriver and reversible bit, which is great. And then it also comes with a little bit kit inside there, which is fine too. Pliers are great, and you have the replaceable wire cutters. You got the straight edge. You've got the saw, which sometimes I have trouble getting these out because I really don't have long nails. You got the serrated blade with the, I don't know if you would call that like the seatbelt hook, but obviously you could use it for that. And then you've got the long scissors, which I love that on this type of tool setup, the large scissors. Some of them instead will have a file on this side, depending on the configuration of tool that you get. So I definitely love this one here. It's my favorite, but the next ones I'm gonna show you are just as good. This one is gonna run you at $44 right now for this one here. Now, this one right here is the Byberry 19-in-1. This is one that I had gifted. It's also really good, but the configuration is a little different. It trades the smaller scissors in the inner part of the tool for that saw, like I said, not the saw, I'm sorry, the file, where some of them will have the file on the bigger end. So that is the setup with that. That's $26, all stainless steel setup. And that one's a nice one too, good for the budget. I don't have that one on hand right now, so I'm not gonna dwell on it too much. This one right here is the Byberry. This one is the 20-in-1, though it doesn't say it on the screen right there, but it's a 20-in-1. Now, comes with the extra big kit. It's the exact same thing as the Rocktal, just in a different, like, the handle material is different. And it has like the black coating. Otherwise, the tool layout is the exact same, so I'm not going to go over everything again. But this one, it's no longer popping up as far as available on Amazon, but maybe it will pop up at a later point in time. So I'm not 100% sure, but nonetheless, you can kind of do a search. I think what it is that they now changed the handle type on it, so you can find that same type but with a different handle, the same type of tool but with a different handle type on it. And so like I said, just search around for that, but nonetheless, this is the one that I just showed you in front of you. And for the most part, you just pick your poison, because all of them really do the same thing. The only difference is, like I said, some of them might have like one or two tools that are configured slightly differently, and that's really about it. Now here is for $39, you have the Byberry Pro, which is a fan favorite. It has a larger bit kit. The case has an additional saw blades here, and I'll explain how those work in a moment. Replaceable. They actually has the replacements for the wire cutters, so they're not just replaceable, they come with the replacements. Going on the outer tools here, you essentially have all the same kind of stuff. The saw, the serrated blade, the straight knife, the large scissors, which I love having the large scissors on the outside. But one thing that this also does is its file is, they call it a T-shank, and it allows this to be removed. You can pull this out. I'm not going to do this whole process right now because I got a full review on this on the channel, but you can remove this, and those saws that I just showed you can be placed in here. There's also additional kits that you can buy for this on Amazon, which they have additional things you could put in here, not just the saws and whatever, but even a scalpel type of blade and whatnot. Obviously you have all the same kind of interior tools like some of the other ones would have, slightly different, but different layout, but for the most part all kind of the same stuff. Can opener, whatnot inside there. I can't get that out right now because of my nails, but you already know how that looks. And then obviously the double head screwdriver, and this one has the same type on each side, but this one has double-sided flathead as well inside there, and a stationary flathead in here, a non-like changeable like that. So you're covered in all ways. This one's a little bit more bigger and beefier if this is your style, and the price is really good. So once again, and this rounds out the multi-tools, definitely a multi-tool I think is one of the best gifts that you can get, like the father and the family, because like I said, that covers the grounds for, when I say father, any of the men, brother, sister, any man that you're thinking of getting a gift for. because it really is handy. It really comes in handy in a pinch. Sometimes you're like, you need a screwdriver, you need pliers, you need something. If they're all in one spot and you keep them all in the same drawer, in the same spot in the house or on the kitchen table, just in their pouch and just there all the time, you never have to worry about, I gotta find these different tools, and it comes in handy. I use them all of the time. Like, I can't even stress that enough. Anytime I gotta grab something or do something, I reach for one of these. I got so many in the house, but to be honest, if I only had one, trust me, it'd be being used. That same one be being used all of the time. So definitely probably one of the prime things you should get as a gift, 100%. And somehow I just cut myself with one of these tools. I didn't even notice because it's moving around so quick, I didn't even realize. So anyway, so jumping into the next set of items are going to be knives. Now, this is not going to fit for everybody. It's not everybody's cup of tea. And also, you know, you got to check with your area, because not everybody is allowed to have them in every area. So I can tell you, for me, what's interesting is this: the 3 knives that I have right here, which are the ones I'm going to go over real quick. And like I said, I have a video review on all of these. So if that's something you're interested in checking out, check it out. Check with your area if you're even allowed to have these. Amazon won't ship to every place. I'm gonna have the link in the description for 2 of these on Amazon. Amazon doesn't ship to every place, but you could also purchase 2 of them at Walmart, and those will ship to you in the same places that Amazon won't ship to you. So that's a workaround. These 2 are on Amazon, and these 2 are on Walmart. So this is the only one that's on both. So let's jump into it. I love this knife, and it's my favorite knife. I only recently started carrying knives every now and then just to have on hand, just as a tool, or whether it's you use it, whether you want to carry it for safety, whatever the reason is. Like I said, there's always a reason to use a knife. And sometimes something like this is just a little more slim than you carrying a full-on multi-tool, which has a knife on it. But, you know, sometimes like this right here for me fits right in the 5th pocket between these 2. And this one really doesn't, but I'm going to get into that in a moment. This one normally goes for $30. It is an amazing knife from an amazing brand that's very popular in the knife community. And I think it's probably one of the best knives out there, simply because it feels good, it's nice quality, yet it's only $30. You get good blade material. Not that that matters for the person who's not the hardcore knife collector, but just know that it's good material that's not gonna fall apart on you. It feels good inside the hands, the material feels nice. You have G10 scales, which is simply almost like a, the equivalent of a, what is that, like a polycarbonate, or almost like a, I don't wanna say like a hard plastic, but it's, you know, within that realm in terms of the way it feels. It's an actual very good material that's used on knives all the time. But for those who are not familiar with what G10 scales are, it is like an outer coating that gives you a little bit more grip, and it's not going to obviously rust or anything of that sort, and it's able to handle the weathering because it's not metal. So I really like this one. It goes for $30. Like I said, if you can't find it on Amazon, links in the description on Amazon. But if you can't find it on Amazon, go to Walmart and you could get this one without a problem. Now this one is from the brand, that was from the brand Civivi. That was the Civivi Mini Praxis. Sorry that I didn't mention the name. It's the Civivi Mini Praxis. I don't even know if I gave the name to all these ones before. I'm sorry. This was the Byberry Pro, Pliers Pro. I know I said this was the Byberry 20-in-1, but it didn't say that on the website. So this right here is the Kaiser Nice Guy. The brand is Kaiser. Now, it essentially functions just like the Civivi Mini Praxis. The only difference is just slightly different in its style. The blade material is the same. It's a D2 blade material. It also has G10 scales, but like I said, for the most part, it's the exact same thing, just slightly different styling. If you like it better, then go with it. Otherwise, they're really the same thing. And with that being said, this will run you for the same price, $30, when it's normally on Amazon. Right now, it's not. I'm going to throw a link in the description anyway, because sometime it will become available. Sometime on Amazon, it won't be available at that given moment, and it'll become available later on. So that is definitely something that you could jump on. Now, this right here is the Ozark Trail 7.5 inch with a 3.5 4.3-inch blade. Okay, it is not your standard liner lock. It is a, I forget the term that they call this for the retention on it, but I have the link in, I have a review of this. This is not on Amazon, so you got to purchase this on Walmart. So if you live somewhere where there's a Walmart locally to you, you could pick this up. This knife was famous for a while because it resembles the company Benchmade, which usually makes $100 knives, but yet it was only $10 at Walmart. So it's a great deal. So this one, well, these are $30, and that's probably the one I would prefer because it fits in the fifth pocket. And as far as accessibility goes, you can get it from Walmart or Amazon. So overall, that would be my best choice. But if you can't get from Amazon and you don't want to spend $30, this is $10, and it's amazing. It has D2 steel, which once again is good steel. It flicks out very easy. It's easy to handle. The scales on this is G10 as well, and it really feels nice. For $10, the quality on this thing is amazing. It was all the buzz and the rave, and it even got slight upgrades to it, like being able to fit the pocket clip on the other side. That wasn't like that on the original rendition of this, and so it's like minor upgrades that you know, they just did to it, even though they didn't change the name or anything of that sort. So that's a Walmart for $10. So I definitely recommend that one off the price. This is the one that I personally will recommend just if price wasn't an issue. They're all affordable, but if price wasn't the issue, this one's $10 and I prefer that one. This one can only be obtained on Amazon if you like the styling. I personally like this one better. And I think it fits in they both fit in the pocket very good. So I won't say one's better than the other. Both of these are made to be able to fit in the fifth pocket, which is what I find them to be really great. So the next item that we're gonna get into in our Father's Day list of gifts is a cologne. Now, both of these two are affordable. I use them. You know, I'm not some over the top, you know, expert when it comes to colognes and fragrances and nothing like that. I would never pretend to be or anything like that, but I think it's good when someone has in their arsenal some type of cologne that they can wear on a regular basis, just so you know you give it's just nice. It gives a sense of who you are and just allows to go, okay, this person's fresh, they're clean, they take care of themselves. It doesn't have to be the thing where you're trying to steal the room and be over the top, but it's nice to have a little something. So this one is the Nautica Voyage. It's very popular. It has 151,000 plus reviews on Amazon at 4.6. A lot of people like this. A friend recommended it to me when I was getting into that space of colognes, because I never used to be a cologne person. And to be honest, it's a great cologne. It smells really nice. I had the review on the channel where I really go into describing the way it smells and whatnot, but it's very light, cool, summer, fruity breeze type of vibe to it. It's like this mixture of cool, well, slightly fruity, but cool, light, springy kind of vibe to it. So that's great as your baseline one. And the smells they say here on the Amazon page here, it says fresh, romantic, fruit scent, woody, aquatic, notes of apple, water, lotus, cedar wood, and musk, ideal day wear or you know, daily wear. So that is the basis for that one. Right now it's going for $16 on Amazon. Like I said, link's gonna be in the description down below. And this is a great one as a gift if someone who doesn't wear fragrances, or maybe they do, and you want to throw this in their collection as something that's a little bit more affordable, that they don't mind, you know, taking a couple spritz on themselves in abundance. You know what I mean? You're not babysitting this one. Or if you buy one that's like $100, some people buy these ones that are $100. You know, you know, it's not everyone's going to be able to just kind of go, okay, maybe they might take 1 or 2 spritz, where this one, you literally can do 3 spritz on the body, 2 extra spritz on your shirt. You're fine with it because it costs a lot cheaper, but it's a really quality smell, quality fragrance. So I definitely recommend that as a universal one. Now, if you don't mind having 2 in the arsenal, you can have this be your solo one. I really love the smell of it, but if you don't mind having 2 in the arsenal, I think they're a great combination. This one goes for $22 or $22.50 on Amazon, and full review on this one as well on the channel. Now, this one really gives you that sense of, sorry, let me just put this one to the camera so you guys get a good quick look at it. This one right here, I purchased this one after I got that one because I wanted something for the winter, something a little bit more that makes me think of wood and spice and cinnamon, and that kind of goes good for the cold weather, if you're in a place where it has like, the cold season comes around, because, sometimes you live in certain areas where it's just always warm. But if you live in places where it gets cool, especially at nighttime, and you want to go out at night in the town, whatever the case is, you're going for dinner or anything like that, this one gives you that sense of just that warm wood, spice, cinnamon kind of vibe that feels like it goes hand in hand with winter. If you guys are in that space of fragrances, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And that one's really good. And like, once again, it's affordable, so it's something you don't have to feel like you can't kind of use up when you got to use it up. So I think that's a great little combination. I definitely recommend them. So the next item that we're recommending for Father's Day is a watch. And this, to me, I'll be honest, I'm into watches, and I will tell you right now, I think that this is the best watch that you can get for the price anywhere. It's an Invicta watch. And so I say this to say, since I'm into watches, please trust my opinion when I tell you the merits of this watch is good. And I'm not just saying that because it's like, okay, it's an affordable watch. It's not just good because it's affordable. It's a good watch that they happen to make affordable. And that's what makes it the best watch for the price or to gift, in my opinion. So it's made by Invicta, which obviously is a known brand. And outside of the watch community, a lot of people really do like this brand. And it's a good brand. It's fun. They're very playful. There's nothing wrong with that. What's really good about them is that when it comes to their automatic watches, they use what's known as a very well-known Seiko movement, the NH35, or is it the 36? Let's see here. I'm not going to be able to see this through the camera. NH35A. So the NH35, there's different versions of it, NH36 and whatnot. They're essentially the same kind of movement, just sometimes they'll have different complications. Complications means things like a date or maybe a day date or whatever the case is. So this right here uses a Seiko movement that is at least valued at about $35 or $40 on its own. And a lot of times even Seiko doesn't always, they started now, but they used to not even put this movement in their baseline automatic watches. They used to put this movement and their slightly upper watches that would be maybe $200 or $150. So the link's gonna be in the description for this. If you get it as is, right now it goes for like $87.50. $87 for this watch is already a good deal. If you get it on Prime Day, which is coming up right after Father's Day, so even though you want to get this for Father's Day, 2 days later you got Prime Day coming up. So if you don't mind holding off, this thing almost always goes on sale. It'll go down to like something like $60 or $55. It is an amazing watch for the price. You cannot go wrong with it. I have gifted this watch 3 times. It is just an amazing watch. I'll never let you down. But also too, the reason why the styling on is nice is very reminiscent of the Rolex Submariner in terms of its styling. Though I wouldn't call it a copy, it has its own aspect about it. They let you know it's an Invicta right on the side, so it's not trying to be something that's not. But at the same time, what I will say about this also is that I think it's good for a person to have this. A father would greatly like to have something like this in their collection if they don't have automatic watches, because an automatic watch never runs out, never runs on battery. So if they're the type where they have battery watches and then it dies on them, they don't have to worry about it with this. You can either shake it up and it's going to start working, or you unscrew the crown, because this has a screw down crown. You unscrew it and then you start winding it like this. And that right there is winding it up. So if it ran out of juice, you do that to get it going. Then you obviously, you would know how to set a watch. I'm not going to go through all the details of it, but you pull out the crown, you set the timing on it, and then you just screw it back down. And then after that, your watch is working again. So even if you had, that family member has a bunch of, or even just a handful of watches, maybe just 2 watches that have, a battery in them, it's good having something like this on hand, because the day where they're like, oh, my battery died, I got to run to, the store to get a new battery. They can at least say, well, I got one of these in my collection and I can just wind it up and I'm good to go. And, it works well with, if you want to change up the bracelet as well to like a leather strap, whatever the case is. You could find things like that on You can find things like that on Amazon as well. I have reviewed that on the channel as well. So if you do a search on my channel for watch bands, you will find some options there as well. So that is definitely one that I think you guys need to definitely consider as a gift. So next, jumping into a wallet is always a great gift. Now, you might have a family member that already has. I am pretty sure I think I did a review on this, but if I haven't, then I definitely need to do one. But this is a wallet that surprised me. I bought it because I wanted something slimmer many years back, and I purchased this and I wanted something slimmer. I wanted a leather feel. And I always used to say to myself, well, first off, this goes for $9 on Amazon. I had this thing for well over 8 years, and you could see how well it's still holding up very good. So I can tell you right now, it holds up. It is a leather wallet, and it feels like I'm not going to tell you whether it's genuine leather or what level of leather that it is, but I can definitely tell you right off the bat that it's lasted. It feels nice. It retains that vibe to it. So it's not going to break down. And I've been using mine for over 8 years, no problem. So I can honestly tell you right off the bat, it is durable. It's going to last. It's very portable too. And it has a lot of pockets that you really could fit. You got a pocket here. You got the pocket here. You got this one here for your slide-in ID or whatever it is. You got these ones here. And then you got the main pocket. I hold so much in this. And sometimes I've considered switching over to other types of wallets. This is known as Travel Lambo is the brand. I've considered switching over to other wallets. But the problem is a lot of those other wallets do not have the amount of compartments that this one has, so I can hold as many things as I hold inside this. I'm really able to hold a lot, yet, so for example, I'll have 4 cards inside here. Usually I have my insurance cards inside here. I'll have 4 cards inside here. I will have 2 cards here, which is 2 forms of ID. I will usually have like my Costco card here. I will have in each one of these a credit card. In here, I will have money, and sometimes I'll keep other cards in here too, like business card, a couple of business cards. I'll keep, a AAA card inside here. Yes, AAA, is that the auto company? I'm having a brain fart right now, but yes, that inside there. You have room for other credit cards in there if you need to. It really holds a lot, and it doesn't feel like it gets any much bigger than what it is. So that's really great. I definitely recommend that because it will last. It's a good one. And contrary to the idea of someone needing a, really high-end name brand, what I realized is I've seen some people with name brand wallets that are made with canvas material, like the hard canvas or like the coated canvas material, and they start falling to pieces. And a lot of people like them because of the brand, but when you look at them later on, they're really bad and they're falling to pieces. And I've considered some other leather, because I know for me, I'd want a leather type of wallet, ones that are more expensive. And I look at how much they can hold. They can't even hold much. And I'm like, why would I go pay like $80 or more for one of those? And they can't even hold anything or barely. So I really recommend this for a wallet. It's tried and true. I put it through its paces. It works really well. I really recommend it, especially if you want someone to be able to slim down, but still have enough space to hold a good amount of things. So I definitely recommend that as far as that goes. So next, I also have on the list, in case you guys want to try. Now, I've never tested one of these out, but I did gift something like this to a family member before. This is one of those kind of more hard form wallets that you're able to kind of press the lever on the side, and then it raises the cards out of it. It's cool. It's a cool concept, but the part where, like, for me, it kind of throws it off is that you're really just holding a couple of cards in it, and then right here has like an outer excuse me, a little outer wallet to put a couple things in it, maybe cash. But other than that, it's very slim profile for the hard type of wallet. This is made from a company called Yesiiw. I'm not too sure how to say it. You can see it right there on the screen, Yesiiw. Not my style, but it's an option if you guys want it. It has a lot of good reviews on it, for 4.3 stars of almost 5,000 reviews. And it seems to be something that Like I said, should be relatively decent as far as if that's your style. It's not my style, but if that's your style. All right, you guys. So next we're going to get into, this is a phone charger right here, or, you know, any kind of electronic charger. This is by Anker. This one is 65 watt. Now this is the 2-port. The one we're showing on screen is a 3-port because it no longer really exists anymore in this form, and that 3-port one has replaced it. At the time, that used to exist at the same time, but it was more expensive. Now that's become the default at $30. I recommend it because a 65 watt charger, one, it will be able to cover the charge for almost any device. It will do fast charging on your phone. It will do charging on your computer or on any of your laptops, whatever the case is. In addition, with having 3 ports on it, you should be able to, without any kind of problem, be able to cover, you know, as far as just like having all your electronics. Like, you won't have to be looking for other outlets. You can plug this one in, and it almost works as like a power, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I'm having a brain fart as far as the word I'm thinking of, but almost like a power kind of like setup for all your devices, because you'd have 3 outlets on it. So as long as you got the wires, you would be able to power all your devices with just the one outlet, rather than having to buy one of those big multi-outlet sockets that will use those, I forget what they're called. They're not power banks, but you know, those surge protectors where you have the multi-outlets and you plug them into a wall, and now it gives you extra sockets. You don't really necessarily need that. So that's one reason this is a great gift. Most people do not always have updated ways to charge their devices as they get new phones and new whatever to keep up with that fast charging or other devices they have. Or like I said, having an all-in-one solution. You could charge 3 devices with this. So rather than someone having the one for their laptop plus the one for their, you know, phone or whatever the case is, you have that. And the fact that a lot of phones now don't come with chargers anymore, charging bricks, you kind of just need to buy yourself a nice, good, solid charging brick, and that'll just be the one and done for whatever you need. So this is a great gift for fathers, because sometimes a lot of people are themselves, or especially fathers, not keeping up with the trends of what they need. Say if they get a new phone, they're like, all right, I'm using the old charger I have from my old phone, maybe 5 years ago, whatever the case is, and it's not a fast charger and it doesn't cater to their new phone. So that's something to think about. Next, we're jumping into the power banks, and this is always great because you never know when someone's going to be in a situation where they just need that extra power. Now, the reason why I chose this type now, and this one kind of replaces it as far as for this type here. Let's see. Yeah, so I tried to do a quick search of this one. This is the Anker 533. Try to do a quick search. It doesn't come up anymore, so it doesn't exist. But essentially, I went with this one because, not really necessarily because it had the 3 ports. So the 3 ports are definitely a benefit. The 2 USB-C and then the 1 USB-A. But one, it also tells you the percentage on it, which I think is great. The main reason why I bought this was because, and this is really going to benefit for the father who works on a laptop, this does 30 watt charging. So it will power a MacBook Air. It has enough output to power a MacBook Air. So it's not just enough that it has the milliamps, which is a 10,000 milliamp battery, which is not a whole lot. But the fact that the output is at a rate that is needed to charge. So if you got a 10,000 milliamp, but the output is not enough for a laptop, it's not going to be able to charge that laptop. So this will cater to that. And obviously you can see here that it's got a couple other things like the built-in wire, plus I believe that top hole there is for, I don't know if that's a USB-A, doesn't say, but then you got the USB-C right there as well. So you have that option, at least the 2 ports in it. I don't think, it doesn't say if it's got how many ports it has. It's not saying how many ports it has, but you have at least 2 on there. But the main benefit is that this could charge a laptop. And on top of that, even if you're not using it for that, $30, and like I said, links in the description down below. So $30, and it's going to charge your phone with fast charging and whatnot. So that's great. And then if you needed something bigger, this is the 20,000 milliamps. So it's twice as much power. It has 3 ports. You can see here, USB-C input, USB-A input, and the attached cable for USB-C. And which is great when they have those cables, because if you don't carry a cable on you, then you at least have that. This one came with a cable, but it wasn't built onto it, and it just, you hold it in the pouch. But for these ones, it's built in, and this is $60. So it's double the price, but it's double the power. And the output of this is 87 watts. So it will power your, say, MacBook Pro or any other kind of laptop that requires that level of output, because those usually require 60 watt output. So definitely something that's a great gift for Father's Day, and it's definitely one of those things where they're definitely going to use the plug, because like I said before, if they know that they're getting faster charging on the phone, they're going to leave it by their bed, and even though it's not moving, they're not doing anything with it, they're always going to use it. This is always going to be a benefit. If they're out and about, they're not going to realize it until the day they need it, whether they leave it in the car or they leave it somewhere. They're not going to realize till the day they need it. So definitely it's something that I would say is a great gift for Father's Day. And next, we're getting into mugs. I have one there that I made up, and I had that one done where it's, you know, pictures of me and my boys on it and whatnot. But a dad mug or best dad ever, one of those kind of mugs are a great gift. Since the beginning of time, you know, they love it because, you know, they're always going to need to drink. Even if they're not drinking coffee, they're going to want to put other drinks in it, and just know that, you know, my kid or whoever bought me this, you know, best dad ever type one. So I have one here that is a best dad ever cup. And this one, links in the description down below. It is $17, but this one also doubles as a keeps it cold, and it has a specialized top on it, so it can keep it cold or you can keep it hot. It says it can keep it hot for 6 hours, keep it cold for 12 hours. So this one is kind of very much a utility type of one, where, you know, it has all extra different functions, similar to like a thermostat in a normal cup size. So that's really good. 14-ounce size. And then in addition, I also am going to throw up in a link one that is a custom mug, similar to how I did mine, where you can put like words on it, but mine I have put photos. I don't think this one allows you to put photos, but it is 11 ounces, so it's a little small. Do they have different sizes? It's not showing different sizes, but like I said, if you just want to have something just to be able to say, like, I got, you know, the words on it, however you want to phrase those words, I think that's nice. It does say you can put a picture, logo, text on it. So I'm not sure the customizing options on it, but you are able to do that. Let's see here. Yeah, it says you can put a JPEG on it, so you can put a picture. Custom says front photo, custom back photo. So you got a couple different options that you could put on it and do with it. So yeah, that's something to consider too, if you want to maybe put some pictures of you and your dad on there, or, you know, that loved one who is a father in their own right. Maybe they have kids, but they're not your father, but you get what I'm saying. So next we have, and this is one for the father who likes cooking. Sorry guys. So this right here is a cast iron pan. It's going for 23 and some change dollars. Really good. I bought one of these a couple of years back. Funny enough, I was watching a YouTube channel that said things that guys, you know, should have in their life, and it recommended this. And I'm one of those people who I enjoy cooking, but I enjoy it more when I got the right tools to make me enjoy cooking with. And this is one here where I will honestly tell you, I love it to death. This is a 10.25 inch pan. I'm just gonna throw it up on screen really quickly. This company is called Lodge. And once you learn how, I would say, YouTube, how these type of pans work, because the idea of a cast iron pan is that it has a process where you season it. What that means is, between putting a layer of oil on it, you cook the oil into it, and then from that point, the more you cook with it, the more it gets all these ingredients and juices and oils from the food going into the pan, and it creates a layer that makes food not stick to it. So you don't clean it like in a way that you would normally clean it, where you would use like soap and water and a sponge. You might just rinse it off and scrape off some of the things that are on it. But for the most part, you really don't clean it the normal way. It's so great to cook with, and I think fathers would love this. If they're the type who like to cook, they're gonna love this, because one, you're not doing all that scraping to clean it and cook it. No, you after you're done cooking it, what I do, and everybody's different, I rinse it off, and after I rinse it off, I throw it back on the stove and just put the fire on, just to kind of so it can dry, because I don't want to let it sit, because you don't want it to rust. But you just let it cook just to get the so it can evaporate, and other than that, you turn it off. And that's it. I just give it a rinsing, and that's it. I don't scrub it. You don't put soap on it, but I love the way it cooks. I love the way it cooks. I love the way that it's stick free. I love the way that like the whole thing gets really hot, because the whole pan gets really hot, and it cooks in a way where it cooks things so fast and so good, so thorough. I love it. I've cooked vegetables in it. I've cooked hamburgers on it. I cooked hot dogs on it before. I've cooked grilled cheese on it before. I've cooked so many different things on it before, and it just comes out good. Pancakes, eggs, bacon. I love it, and it all comes out good, and none of it it doesn't hurt the pan in any kind of way. It's really great. So I think that if you have the father in your life who loves to cook and they love making things, they're gonna love this. They're gonna love it. It's almost like the vibe of taking an outdoor grill and bringing it inside. It's just a great experience. I love cooking with it. I think they're gonna love it. The price is not bad on it. This particular one here has a 4.6 star review rating of over 137,000 reviews, and I can attest that I've used it. Link's gonna be in the description down below, and I love it. So we're gonna get back to another cooking item, but before I do, we're gonna jump into photo albums. This is also a great gift. And what's great about a photo album gift for your father is that you could include photos with it. Give it to him with photos. Don't just buy the photo album. You can if you want, but give it to him with photos in it that you get started. And what's great about it is it could be a gift that keeps giving, because you can keep giving every year. Say if that's your father and you have kids. Say if your father is, in the grandparent age, you are maybe in your, mid 20s to like 30s or whatever the case is, the mid 30s, and you have kids of your own. You can take photos, print out those photos every year, and you just keep adding to his photo album, because a lot of people don't have photo albums these days. I have a video on this on the channel for the review of it, but essentially this one right here goes for $23. This is the 300 one. It has 300 pockets. So it has 50 pages. That's what it says. It says book with 50 PCS pages. I'm not too sure what that means, because it holds 300 4x6 ones, and then you can get the 500 pocket if you want, and then that one is just click on the link, and then when you get there, just click for the 500 one, which is $29. So it's better value to get the 500 one, but if you don't need that many off the back, and the other one's a little bit smaller, you could do that. But nonetheless, link is going to be description. This is great for just the memories. Like I said before, a lot of people don't do this anymore. They don't keep photo albums anymore. So I think it's a good habit for anyone to have, but it's great if you're going to get it as a Father's Day gift with photos in them. So at the same time as you get it, go order your photos. Get your photos off your phone, because no one takes their photos off their phone. There's no point in you taking photos of yourself, of your kids, if you have kids, to give to your father, and for you taking all these photos and you can't, your father can't even see them. There's no point. Get the photos off your phone. That's why this is a great gift. And to be honest, it makes a great gift for anybody any of your family members that you want to give to. You can get it in various colors, and that's great as well. But definitely, it's a great gift. So the last item on the list is this. I originally wasn't thinking to put this on the list, and then at the last minute I decided to put it on the list when I was thinking about cooking stuff, because I can tell you, and I have a review of this on the channel, and a lot of people commented on it because it's, you know, they had a lot of questions. They loved it. I showed it. I actually showed food cooked on it. So definitely check that video out because I actually have cooked with it and showed you. I've done multiple videos on it, even follow-up videos on different foods that I cooked in it. This is great. I got this because my cousin recommended it to me about getting an air fryer. He says it's great. So one day I got it for Prime Day. And to be honest, like I said before, to reiterate, Prime Day is coming up. I want to say Prime Day is on like the 23rd and 24th. I think it's the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And Father's Day is the 21st. They really should have put Prime Day before Father's Day. They didn't. So if you got to get your father a late Father's Day gift, just say, hey, listen, I meant to give it. I had it already. I meant to give it to you on the 21st, but I just couldn't find time to kind of get to you in time. Obviously, you don't also want to miss seeing them on Father's Day, but whatever excuse you got to give, and then you get your thing on Prime Day if that's the case. But honestly, this was great because this one has two. So in general, an air fryer is a good gift for Father's Day, period. And I'm going to get into multiple reasons why. But this specific one, which I reviewed on the channel before, has two separate, containers. So let me grab one of those now so you get an idea of the size of that, because it says 6 quarts, but each one is 3 quarts. So it's a double 3-quart one. And this right here shows you the size. So I hope this gives you a sense on camera of how big that is. This is my fist in it. So you can really hold like a full-size steak. You can hold some chicken. You can hold a lot of things. But having two at the same time, you can cook 2 different things at 2 different temperatures. And it's really great because of that. You can make it where it sinks to where they end at the same time. So essentially you can make yourself like, say, some kind of meat with vegetable and they'll end at the same time. You got like a full meal right there. Sometimes people want more elements in their meal. I get it. But at least if you're just doing 2 things, vegetables and some kind of like meat, steak, chicken, or whatever the case is, you can essentially have that all done at one time. Now, the thing that makes this a great gift for Father's Day is because for those who do not have air fryers, especially for those who do and they know how the benefit of it, you'll understand that, and if you don't have one, this is the part that you need to pay attention to because it's probably good for you as well. What makes it so good, especially for fathers, because this really caters to men in general, in that you have a lot of men who don't cook, who don't find the time, they're always just working, they don't have that mentality. Women seem to always find the time where even though they're working, they cook food. Like men will make the little something here and there, something quick, but it's not like they're not really sitting down to cook their food. This is great for that guy, especially if you have a father who always has that on the go mentality. They come home, they throw something in, like the microwave and they're just trying to whatever. What's great about this is it's gonna cook like something's in the oven, but you don't have to worry about, I left the oven on by accident. You're setting a time for it. So you're getting oven quality cooking, but you can leave it there like a microwave where you just set the time and whenever you get to it. If you didn't get to it in time, it's not like it overcooked because the oven was left on. No, this stops. Also, it stays in its container, so it's staying pretty warm. And the fact that, like I said, whenever you get to it is when you get to it. Even if you're a couple minutes late, it's all right. You're not burning the house down. But with the timing, with the set and everything like that, you're able to cook multiple things. In the case with this one, you could cook 2 separate things and it's really great. It just makes cooking so much easier. It makes it a little bit faster in the oven because you don't have to preheat, but what makes it really so good is just the timing of it. You don't have to monitor it. So you literally can save, even if your dad is gonna be the kind of person who like, I'm gonna make a store run for something, I'm throwing this in. Unlike with your oven, where you can't leave your oven on and run to the store. People probably have done it before, but you don't know what's gonna happen when you get out there. What if something happens and you get a flat tire, or you're get held up at the register, oh blah blah, something happens, you're gonna go buy some things and something happens and your trip that was supposed to be 20 minutes for your thing in the oven for 20 minutes is now 40-minute trip, and whatever you're cooking in the oven is burnt. At least here, if you're that type to do that, you can set the time and you can just leave. Also, this one, like I said, has sync timing where the first tray will say if the timing on the first tray is 5 minutes and the timing on the second tray is 10 minutes, the first tray won't start until the second tray hits 5 minutes, and now they're both going to end at the same time, which is a great feature. So this one has a lot of nice features about it, including high fry, which even though the temperature on this goes up to 400 degrees, for 2 minutes it can go up to 450, just to give your food a little bit more of that crispness to it. So really check this out. It is a great one. And I think it's a great Father's Day gift. It's one of the more expensive gifts on this list, obviously excluding all the lawn stuff, which is very specific to somebody who does lawn stuff. But outside of that, the rest of these gifts can really be given to anybody, any type of father. But this one of those gifts is one of the more expensive ones. But honestly, I will tell you right now, it is amazing. It is an amazing gift because honestly, it really is something that will change the way that they eat, the way that they cook. It's done so for me, and I love using it. And now I cook with it all the time, and now I don't mind cooking things that I probably wouldn't have made in the past just because of conveniency. This is something where even if I'm getting ready for work, I'm getting ready to go someplace, and I got to throw it in there. It feels like you're cooking like with a microwave, but it's giving you oven quality cooking, which is great. So definitely. And that wraps up the total list of Father's Day gifts. I really would say you guys need to jump on this, on some of these gifts before Father's Day, because I think they're really good. I think that the person that you buy any of these gifts for, they're gonna love it. Obviously, think about which one tailors to their needs more. But there's something in here for everybody, and I think that you can't really go wrong with one of the things on this list. They're gonna love it, and when you get it for them, not only are you gonna love the expression they have on their face, I think you're gonna realize once you see how they use it, and that they use it often, and that they thank you, you're gonna realize you're one step better at buying gifts for family members. As always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe. Put all your thoughts down below inside the comments. I'd love to hear any of your thoughts. Share gifts that you guys give in the past, your experiences and whatnot. And I will catch you guys in the next video.